valued viewers, I hope you're all doing very well. Last week we did this sea power battle, US Iowa Battleship, then Tico Cruiser versus 25 Soviet and German torpedo boats. The idea is we put a swarm of small torpedo boats up against a single large US vessel. It was great fun and we learnt a lot, and I promised that I would come back and replace the torpedo boats with fast attack craft, FACs. We have 4 FACs available in sea power at the moment, 3 from Iran, 1 from Egypt. First, let's learn about these 4 vessels. Let's start with the Boghammer from Iran, or employed by Iran, built in Sweden, essentially a speedboat. And speed is really what fast attack craft are about. They have limited range with their weapons, obviously, so they need to get to their target as fast as possible. The Boghammer is only 7 tons and can maintain 46 knots, which is what makes it so dangerous. Its weapons, it has a bow-mounted 50 cal Dushka machine gun, and on the roof it has a Hasab-1 MLRS. These are 107mm unguided rockets. This is what it will actually do its damage with to a larger vessel. Then we have the Kavan class, also from Iran. It also has MLRS, but this time it uses the BM-21 Grad system. 122mm unguided rockets, and it has 2 packs. I think that's 40 Grad, so a lot of missiles. The dangerous thing about the Grad is its range. It has up to 21 nautical miles range. However, if it fires at that range, it will be extremely inaccurate. So it'll probably choose to fire at about half that range. It also has a bow-mounted Bofors 40mm cannon. It's a much larger vessel at 150 tons and much slower at a pretty measly 21 knots. On to the Parvin, similar vessel, 22 knots, 150 tons. It does not have rockets, instead it relies on its cannon. 20mm Oerlikon on the bow and amidships, and on the stern 40mm Bofors. Finally, the Egyptian Sherzen E class. 161 tons at a respectable 39 knots. It also uses the Grad MLRS. Instead of unguided cannon, it has guided cannon, AK-230 Seawiz, 30mm twin-barreled, bow and stern. So, on to today's scenario. We're going to be in the Gulf of Aden today, and we're going to have a large US vessel, then after that a large Russian vessel patrolling the northwest corner of the Sea of Aden. Out of nowhere, from the small islands around the Mandab Strait, charge 25 fast attack craft. The large US and Russian ships have no over-the-horizon sensors or no AEW, so they will only see the small vessels once their radar sees them, which will be at about 15 to 20 miles. At that point, they can react. Onto the FACs themselves, there will be 25, so 6 of each type, plus an extra Boghammer. They will start 22 nautical miles away, so they'll be spotted after a few minutes. They'll be travelling each at flank speed, so between 21 and 46 knots. Now at this point you say, 25, that's not very many. Surely you've done more than that. We've done 40 and then 80 previously. We used Boghammers. And the Iowa won easily. Well, there's a big difference between what we did then and what we're doing this time, and that's basically I've learned how to set the missions up a bit better. What I did in the previous case was I set the 40 and then 80 boats as a single group. It's much easier to set them up in sea power as a single group. And what happens is once they start taking losses, that group, 10, maybe 20% losses, they then turn around and give up. And that's essentially how we won. We forced them to give up, and we routed them. However, we want to make it as hard as possible, so in this case it's not one group, it's 25 separate groups, so we can destroy all 24 and still the last one will keep charging. Obviously that's going to make it much harder for us, and therefore I think 25 will be satisfactory. We'll use 2 defending vessels. First, the Iowa Battleship, because it just works beautifully, and who doesn't want to see those 16-inch guns smashing up the FACs? And then we're going to use the Russian equivalent, I guess you would call it, which would be the Kirov Battlecruiser. Let's start with the Iowa. Let's start on the red side so we can have a closer look at the FACs. You can see the Boghammers outrunning everyone so far. So the Boghammers, the Dushka, and the rockets. Then we have the Egyptian Sherzen E class with its twin 2-barreled Sea Whiz, and what appears to be 80 Grad rockets. Oh, look at that! It's got a Stinger. It's got twin quadruple Igla IR missiles. I didn't see that before. Wow. Then the much slower Parvin, guns and cannon only. And then a similar cave-in, 40mm Bofors, and we have a 32 Grad. Right, let's swap over to Iowa. And here she is, looking absolutely wonderful, patrolling the Sea of Aden on a lovely summer's day. Not a worry in the world. We're not at war in this scenario, so she's not at battle stations. In terms of her weapon, she has 8 RGM-109B, so that is the Tomahawk, the anti-ship Tomahawk. Unfortunately, we won't be able to use that today because we're always going to be within the minimum range of the Tomahawk. And there's not much we can do about that. We can't outrun the facts. It's the same problem we found with the torpedo boats. We've also got harpoons that we will be able to use, 16 of those. We have our 9 16-inch guns we'll be using, and our 5-inch guns if they get closer. And over the horizon suddenly come the 25. Well, let's get designating. Essentially, I'm going to let her do what she wants today. If she wants to broadside, she'll go broadside. If she wants to run, she'll run. Now, interestingly, the BM-21 rockets that the FACs will be firing actually outrange our 16-inch guns today. Probably won't be as accurate, though. Wow, lots of them. Lots of them. Alright, that should keep us going. The beauty about the Iowa is her antenna is so high she can see about 20 miles or over 20 miles a surface vessel. Really impressive. Well, I assume that's all 16 harpoons fired. She must be going broadside now. No, she's turning away. Yes, she's unleashing her rear battery. I'm not sure why she's turning away now. She knows that she can't outrun them to get in range of the Tomahawks. No, she's going broadside, she's decided. And smash, 16-inch. Half an hour later, those shells will land. Right, how well will the harpoons do? Well, it's always troublesome using harpoons against such a tight pack like this, because remember, they're independently guided weapons. They won't communicate to each other which vessel they're going to hit, so there's a good chance they will hit inefficiently. We'll just have to see. Sea Whiz out. Scherzen hit. 3 Scherzen hit. 4 Scherzen hit. So interestingly, the Iowa's gone for the Scherzen, seeing them probably as the biggest threat. I take that back. Oh, it's a 16 inches smashing the bog hammers. Parvin hit. 2 Parvin hit. You see there? 2 missiles hit that ship there. 3 missiles hit that ship there. That's unfortunately a thing. Remember, these missiles can't be guided to a particular target. They can be guided to an area, and then they will find their own target. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 ships hit. Probably a dozen missiles used. Wow, now that was inefficient. All 16 harpoons only killed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So less than 50% hit rate from the harpoons. That's even more disappointing than last time, but that very much could happen. Unfortunately, we just don't have that much control over the harpoons. Right, well, that's made it a challenge for us. It's now going to be the 16 inches. Now, when will the Grads fire? Remember that if we're in 16-inch range, then they can also fire at us with their missiles. Unfortunately, we probably won't be able to see it. said, they probably won't fire at their maximum range. It would be a really stupid thing for them to do, to fire at 21 miles. They would almost certainly have no chance of hitting this. They'll just be aiming for the grid square. Now, what's more accurate, the 16-inch gun or the rocket? Almost certainly the 16-inch gun, in my opinion. And what we can do is unlatch ourselves and go and find them manually. Here we go. Way over the horizon. Remember, the sensors can see a bit over the horizon, whereas our eyes can only see about 8 or 9 miles, assuming we're not elevated. Right, let's see the distance we're at now. Distance of... oh, we're only 20 miles now. So she saw them at about 22 miles today. Pretty impressive. The 16-inch shells are landing amongst the bog hammers, which are going to be the hardest to hit because they're the smallest and they're the fastest. And that makes it very hard to hit with long-range unguided bombardment. Now, one thing we did notice last time is that you don't have to get a direct hit. You can get a kind of area of effect splash damage, but you do need to get pretty close for that to have an effect. Oh, I think we just got one. We did just get one. But it didn't die. How about that? But it is slowing down, look. So it's been wounded. Oh, direct hit, 16-incher. Oh, Jesus Christ. 2 down. Ladies and gentlemen, 16-incher definitely more accurate than MLRS. Only 2 Shersons left, look at that. And they're at reduced speed. No, they're not. They're at full speed, but only 2 left. So these are probably the biggest threat now because they've got the grad. Each of them has 80 grad, 160 grad rockets in there. Technically, they're in range to fire now, but like I said, they probably won't. They'll decide when they have the optimal firing solution. And the other guys back there, well, I mean, they're technically no threat at all because the Iowa can actually outrun them. Which is, I don't really know whether classified as fast attack craft if they're not fast, if they're slower than, well, just about any other warship. Now imagine, viewers, being on a basic speedboat like this and 16-inch shells, each as heavy as a car, are landing all around you. Now in real life, personally, I think that if one of those shells landed even within 100 feet of that boat, the boat would be shattered by splinters and the crew destroyed. Let me know your thoughts, but, you know, even the shockwave, I imagine, would do enough damage. A 16-inch gun's really not designed to be this accurate to take down something this small and this fast moving. So it's going to be some luck required to get them close enough to the speedboat. Check a new distance of 16 miles. We're choosing to broadside, which is probably the right choice. Remember, there's multiple options, but one option would be to broadside, maximum firepower and maximum accuracy. Or you could turn away and just use the rear battery and have less firepower but more time, because this thing can go 35 knots, remember. Which means there would only be a delta of about 10 knots. I think we just got one. We did? Oh, look at that. She is turning now. So she's now going to only use her rear battery. No, she just wanted to make an adjustment of some kind. Wowee. Look at that. Oh, just one bog hammer left. Oh, dearie me. No, where's the bog hammers? There they are. 2 bog hammers left. But she's targeting the Scherzen. That's her priority threat, I guess. Now remember, in the torpedo fight, the torpedo boats did get within range to launch torpedoes at Iowa. Are we going to see the same today, or get to the point where they do decide to launch their rockets? Unknown. Yes, it's the E-class she's going for. Soviet belts, of course, and sailed by Egypt. Wow. A car just smashed through your boat at 3 times the speed of sound, sir. Now, where did the bog hammers get to? I assume she'll target the bog hammers now. Let's check the range. Oh, I can't see the she can't see the bog hammers anymore. She can't see the bog hammers. I did not expect this. Look, it's not on our radar. There must be a blind spot in our radar or something has gone wrong. Well, I guess we're going to see some rockets being launched. I've not seen that before. Viewers, why would that be? More hostiles. These must be the slower ones coming in range. Well, I always get something unexpected happen, and I guess this is going to be it today. Invisible bog hammers. So they're now at a range of... Oh, she's seen him. She's seen him. There must be an anomaly with the radar. We can't see a small target at a certain range? Or maybe it was switching between radars, or I don't know. That must be the 5 inches, right. So 5 inches now. They can't survive. Oh, Jesus. It must be the speed, right? It must be the speed they're going that's putting off the guns. I guess these guns just aren't calibrated for such a fast speed. Because you see, they're all hitting behind. Almost all. Out go the missiles. Right, well, it was their fault. They let the bog hammers get within range, and all 20 missiles are now fired. Now, is that going to do any damage to this big gal? Well, we'll see. That's some pretty terrible shooting by Iowa. Note how they have to lob. Wow, look at that. Hits to Iowa. Wow, how they took out a radar. Absolutely possible. Just one rocket could take out a radar antenna. Well, that was pretty disappointing, viewers, but it's her own fault. You just shot too badly. Now this guy, all this guy's got now is a 50 cal Dushka. 2 of them. You're in trouble. Oh, she stopped firing. She's lost her radar. She's been beaten by a bog hammer. Ah, I take that back. She just can't, they're just moving too fast and she can't hit them. The 5 inches have stopped working. Let me check the damage. It doesn't say any damage, but the 5 inches have stopped working. Let me check if they still work. 5 inch. Fire. No, working. Well, pretty miserable display, viewers. I mean, why have they done so bad? It must be the speed of the vessel. It has to be. But why couldn't they just estimate the speed and put more lead on? Oh dear. More rockets just fired. I guess she reloaded. Well, it's the strangest battle we've had so far, viewers, and I'm not surprised if the speedboat is going to win this. And the Iowa is on fire. Oh dear. There may be some down thumbs in this one, viewers. They just cannot hit her. display of gunnery I've ever seen, viewers. Jesus Christ, how many rounds were fired? She's only got 716-inch rounds fired, so she's fired more than 500 16-inch rounds it took to destroy that guy, plus probably a couple of thousand 5-inch rounds. I don't know what to say, and she's all smashed up. As you know by now, viewers, I don't script these results for YouTube views, unfortunately. I just show it as it is, and that happened, and I don't know why. She took out all the others fine. But just that last one, she could not shoot, for whatever reason. And is she too damaged to fight now? Why is she not fighting the rest of these guys? Fight the rest of these guys! Okay, she's back in action. Well, probably best pretend you didn't see that, viewers. Right, don't forget all these bandits. I reckon her radar's gone. No. She's going head on. Well, hopefully she'll have an easier time fighting the 20-knot craft. Oh yes, she just got one on her first salvo. That's it, it's got to be the speed. But she's just hit one of these guys on her first salvo, look. Yes, and she's hit another one, look. It's got to be an anomaly with the game, surely, that she just cannot hit something above 40 knots. Which surely has to be unrealistic. Another perfect salvo. Well, if nothing else, viewers, we got to see some rockets being launched, so that's good, right? Grads are firing. First time we've seen the grads firing. What range are they firing at? They're firing at 12 miles. Ooh. Right, to see some 122mm rockets landing. She still has the scars of her single top hammer. Missed! Ha ha ha! I think there's some more. Wow, she's been hit by the grads. What kind of damage do we have? A lot of damage. The fire control rate, the radars are down, the jammer's down, weapons magazines in danger, flooding. Wow. Can she fire? This is such an unexpected result. What do we got here? This is a slow-ass cave-in, just launched like tens of grads. And it might be that I was disabled. She is burning, absolutely burning. All down by the invincible bog hammer. Demoralized. Her sensors taken down. She can still fire visually, surely. Yes, she can. More MLRS up. Well, viewers, 25 down, and what a strange fight that was. The 16 harpoons did minimal damage because harpoons, they just aren't suited for anti-swarm. We were within the minimum range of the Tomahawks, so it was reliant on guns, and 99% of the gun rounds couldn't track the vessels for whatever reason, realistic or not, I don't know. And we won, but wow, we were absolutely smashed. Look at that. I've no doubt that they'll get the fire under control, and you see they're working on it now, but still, a few more, another 5 to 10, and I reckon they would have beaten that battleship. That's kind of terrifying. Alright, well that was interesting. Let's try a Kirov Battlecruiser. Okay, let's remind ourselves of her armament. So we've got 96 SAN-6s, those are the S-300s, and I don't know whether they can be used against surface targets. I guess we're about to find out. We have closer in SAN-4 Geckos, 40 of them. We have her main anti-ship missiles, the supersonic P-700, 20 of those. She has a closer in anti-ship missile, subsonic SSN-14, 10 of those. She has guns, a really measly 200mm single barrel guns. That was unexpected. She has Sea-Whiz, 6 of them, I think. No, 8 of them, sorry, 30mm. She's got the weapons for this, assuming that ranges won't be a problem, and I don't know if they will or won't. I have no idea what's about to happen, so let's just start assigning targets. She has a high antenna, so she can see them over 20 miles, so that's a good start. Viewers, is there a button to just designate all as hostile, like draw a box over something? Well, she's set to free fire and she's not firing, which is slightly worrying, viewers. This seems to be a rather awkward range for some vessels, 20 miles, but it's realistic, because assuming no AEW and no early warning, you know, this is when you would see them coming over the horizon. Obviously, it would be done at a time. The attack would be done at a time when they didn't have AEW helicopters up and whatnot. No, she's not firing. Let me check. She's set to free fire. She is. Oh, that's a little bit worrying. Let's try firing one missile off and see what happens. So, an SSN-19. Can I have one of them, please? Fire there. Target too close. Oh dear. Oh dearie me. She's going to try and run. How about an SSN-14 there? That won't work either. Silex won't fire. Oh dear, I can't fire them. I guess it's anti-submarine only. Oh dear, this is going to be problematic. What about a gun? The gun can only fire to there. We are about to lose a battlecruiser, viewers. We can't outrun them. What can we do? Can we use these weapons here? Target too far. Okay, we can. Okay, I need to cancel what she's doing. Milady, please cease fire. Turn that way. Flank speed. Let's get you close. So it looks like we can fire S-300s at close range. Probably going to take us into rocket range, which may be a problem, but we'll see. Well, I'm surprised there was such a small minimum range, and we're at 20 plus miles. There's such a small minimum range of the P-700s, to be honest. As I said, there's no point of trying to outrun them. They will catch me up, so it's head on or nothing. Speed up. I doubt they'll fire their rockets at this range. Oh, there we go, look. Something fired. What was it? It was S-300F. Right, there we go. So it's SAM and anti-surface warfare. Well, that's going to make it nice and easy, because she's got 96 of them, viewers, so this will be easy. Where are the bog hammers? She hasn't seen the bog hammers yet. Oh, she has seen the bog hammers. Oh dear. Now, because these missiles are semi-active radar homing, or should I say they're guided by the mother's radar all the way to the target, therefore there's no deconfliction problems. She will be able to hit exactly what she wants to hit every time. Unlike the harpoons. Decided to do that. Why did she do that? Well, her radar, remember, can't tell the difference between a burning ship and a normal ship. So there is still that, but she's got 96 of them, so I don't think there's going to be a problem. Well, viewers, I can't think of a ship better equipped to take on this type of threat. 96 moderately large warhead missiles with a range of about 15 miles in a VLS, plus it can probably use its geckos for close in range. It never even needs to use its guns. Arrivederci. Well, that was disappointingly easy, viewers, but that's what it is if you have radar-guided missiles that can be used to shoot surface targets, whether it's the SM series of missiles from America or whether it's the S-300 or whatever from Russia, then it's always going to be relatively easy once they're over the horizon. Viewers, the Iowa made a meal of it. I don't really know why. I just run what you tell me to run, and the result is the result. Let me know your thoughts, please, on what you want to see next, and bye-bye.